Chosen ones, stop right here. Don't click, don't watch. Don't even think about this video unless you're ready to face the fire. This is not just another feel-good message, it's a war cry. Look around you. The world is drowning in deception, suffocating in lies, and poisoned by a culture designed to keep you asleep. The system thrives on your silence, banking on your ignorance, and celebrating your compliance. Every day you stay quiet, their power grows. But here's the truth. Your silence is their weapon, and it's time to burn it down. If you're not prepared to confront the dark forces that enslave humanity, to shatter the chains, and to step into the divine purpose you were chosen for, then this message isn't for you. Walk away. But if you feel the fire within, if you've had enough of the lies and are ready to ignite the truth, then stay. This is your moment. We're exposing the anti-human agenda, unmasking their deception, dismantling their grip, and showing you how to take your rightful place in this war. Chosen ones, the time to rise is now. The anti-human agenda is no conspiracy theory. It is a deeply entrenched reality shaping the world around you. Every institution, from the media to politics, thrives on disregard for life, systematically desensitizing humanity to suffering. This agenda feeds on trauma, creating a society where chaos and despair are not only normalized, but weaponized. By inflicting pain and fear, they weaken your spirit, dismantling the very foundation of your humanity. This isn't just negligence, it's intentional design. At its core, this agenda thrives on disconnection. It conditions you to suppress empathy, the cornerstone of morality, replacing it with apathy and indifference. The system encourages you to disconnect from others, from nature, and ultimately, from yourself. In doing so, they strip away your ability to question, resist, or even imagine a world beyond their control. A fractured society is easier to dominate, and that's why they sow division at every level, between families, communities, and nations. The mechanisms of control are insidious, operating under the guise of progress. Media floods your mind with fear and distractions, while authorities disguise oppression as protection. They condition you to accept suffering as inevitable, presenting hardship as a rite of passage rather than a symptom of systemic manipulation. The result? A world where people voluntarily become prisoners of their own compliance, unable to see the bars of their cage. But there's something they fear above all else. The chosen ones. You're not like the masses they so easily manipulate. Your heightened awareness and connection to universal truth make you a natural disruptor of their plans. You see through the illusions, the lies, and the false narratives they use to keep humanity subdued. This awareness makes you dangerous, and their strategy is to neutralize that danger before it spreads. To suppress the chosen ones, the system deploys targeted tactics. They isolate you, making you feel out of place in a world designed for conformity. They ridicule your insights, framing your clarity as paranoia or delusion. They even weaponize your empathy, attempting to overwhelm you with guilt and despair. These attacks are not random. They are calculated measures to silence the voices they cannot afford to let others hear. The anti-human agenda is not just about controlling your actions, it's about controlling your perception. By distorting truth and glorifying deception, they twist reality until you question your own intuition. They manipulate you into doubting the power you possess, convincing you that resistance is futile. But make no mistake, their power is rooted in your compliance. The moment you see through their games, their grip begins to falter. This agenda doesn't only aim to keep you subdued, it seeks to destroy the spiritual core of humanity. Every effort is made to sever your connection to higher consciousness, to suppress the innate wisdom that could guide you back to truth. Spirituality is dismissed as irrelevant or irrational, and universal laws are buried under layers of materialism and greed. This is a war not just for control of your body, but for the liberation of your soul. Yet there is hope. The very fact that you are here reading this means you've already begun to awaken. Awareness is the first step to dismantling their control. When you recognize the patterns, the lies unravel. When you call out their tactics, the spell is broken. And when you, as a chosen one, step into your truth, you become a force they cannot contain. Chosen ones, remember this: the anti-human agenda thrives on illusion, but truth is their kryptonite. The moment you stand firm in your awareness, refusing to be silenced or manipulated, you disrupt the very foundation of their plans. Your power lies not just in knowing the truth, but in living it boldly. Together, the chosen ones can dismantle the chains and ignite a revolution of consciousness that no force can suppress. Now I want you to comment below, "My soul is untouchable," if you stand firm against their attempts to sever your connection to higher consciousness. You may also wish to subscribe to Astral Atom to continue receiving spiritual upgrades like this one. You were not chosen by chance. Every fiber of your being, every moment of your life, has prepared you for this spiritual war. You possess something rare and powerful, a heightened consciousness that pierces through the lies, and an empathy that connects you to the truth of existence. These traits are your greatest assets, and the very reasons you've been called to rise. The system fears you because it knows your potential. When you awaken fully, you disrupt the very fabric of its control. Being chosen comes with a heavy weight of responsibility. This path demands more than mere awareness. It requires courage, resilience, and unyielding resolve. You cannot turn a blind eye to the suffering and deception that surrounds you. You cannot pretend not to see. The moment you accept your role, you take on the burden of standing against forces that thrive on oppression. But this weight is not a punishment. It's a testament to your strength and purpose. Understand this: the role of a chosen one is not about personal gain or recognition. It's about service to humanity. You are here to lead others back to their true essence, to awaken them to the beauty and power of their own divinity. This is no small task. It requires sacrifice, the kind of sacrifice that demands you put truth above comfort and purpose above fear. But chosen ones, this is why you are here. You are the bridge between what is and what could be. In this war, knowledge is your weapon. To fight effectively, you must first understand the tools of manipulation used against you and humanity. The system thrives on ignorance, exploiting the blind to fuel its agenda. But when you see through their tactics, when you recognize the lies, the distortions, and the distractions, you strip them of their power. Awareness isn't just enlightenment, it's an act of rebellion. It's the first step in dismantling the chains that bind humanity. Still, the path of a chosen one is not without its struggles. Isolation, rejection, and opposition will follow you at every turn. People trapped within the system will view you as a threat to their fragile sense of reality. They will mock you, doubt you, and sometimes even fear you. This resistance can feel overwhelming, but it's proof of your impact. The more you disrupt the lies, the harder the system and its followers will fight to hold on. Your empathy, while a strength, also makes you vulnerable. You feel the pain of the world deeply, and it can be a heavy burden. The suffering, the injustice, the endless cycle of manipulation, it's enough to crush even the strongest spirit. But this is where your resilience comes in. Chosen ones, you are not here to carry the weight of the world, you are here to transform it. Your empathy isn't a weakness, it's the fire that fuels your purpose. The sacrifices you make on this path are not in vain. Every step you take, every truth you speak, creates a ripple effect that reaches far beyond what you can see. When you awaken others, you ignite their power to awaken more. This chain reaction is what the system fears most. They can silence one voice, but they cannot stop a wave. And chosen ones, you are the catalysts of this unstoppable awakening. This war is not fought with weapons, but with truth, integrity, and alignment to universal laws. By embodying these principles, you show others what it means to live authentically. You inspire them to break free from the lies and reclaim their humanity. This is the true power of a chosen one, not in shouting down the darkness, but in shining so brightly that the darkness has nowhere to hide. Your role in this spiritual war is both a privilege and a responsibility. You are the protectors of humanity's essence, the keepers of truth, and the warriors of light. The system will fight to suppress you, to break you, to silence you. But remember this, the light within you cannot be extinguished. No matter how daunting the battle, you are here for a reason. Stand firm, chosen ones. Your time is now. Stop right there. The following is a brief message for the elite few. This is not for everyone. Seriously, if you're here hoping for puppy memes or a safe space, turn back now. The Obsidian Inner Order is where the real chosen ones gather. People who've stared down the Archons, shredded the Matrix, and still had time to manifest parking spots at Whole Foods. If you're hearing this, it's because fate decided you might be worth it. Don't blow it. Inside, you'll unlock forbidden content too spicy for YouTube, like the Matrix wants you broke and the universe is your ATM machine. A step-by-step guide to making the universe work for you. And yes, our modern manifestation mechanics grimoire is in there, teaching you how to turn your messy living room into an abundance vortex, while channeling literal magic. But the real treasure? Our private Discord and community chats where over 400 chosen ones hang out. No muggles allowed. Weekly calls? Yep. Chosen singles? Oh, it's cosmic matchmaking at its finest. Just don't embarrass us. Spots are limited and we mean it. We've booted posers before and we'll do it again if you take a dump in our dojo. This isn't Club Penguin. If you think you've got what it takes to join the #1 Ascension Nexus for chosen ones, the link to the Obsidian Inner Order is in the description. If not, that's fine. Good luck explaining to your future self why you missed out. The death culture isn't a myth or a metaphor. It's the pervasive force guiding the systems that govern your world. It thrives on the destruction of life and the rejection of anything that nurtures the human spirit. This culture is embedded in the media you consume, the politics you endure, and the authority figures who demand your obedience. Its goal is simple: to sever you from your spiritual core and turn you into a passive participant in your own oppression. Media is one of their sharpest tools, a weapon designed to shape your perception of reality. Every headline, every advertisement, and every narrative is carefully crafted to provoke fear, division, and hopelessness. They bombard you with images of suffering, scarcity, and violence, not to inform you, but to program you. A mind consumed by fear is easier to control. They don't want you questioning, they want you reacting, perpetually distracted by the chaos they manufacture. Politics, too, serves this agenda, offering the illusion of choice while tightening the chains. Leaders promise change but deliver more of the same, perpetuating systems of exploitation and control. This is no accident. It's the design. Division is their strategy, pitting groups against one another so that humanity remains fractured and powerless. When people are too busy fighting each other, they fail to see the strings being pulled from above. At the heart of the death culture is dehumanization. This is not just about neglecting humanity's potential, it's about actively dismantling it. The system conditions you to view others as threats, competitors, or objects, rather than as interconnected beings. Dissociation becomes the norm, and compassion is dismissed as weakness. By stripping humanity of its moral compass, the death culture transforms suffering into a currency, profiting from pain and using it to further its grip on power. The death culture doesn't stop at external manipulation. It invades the very essence of who you are. It promotes destructive behaviors that sever your connection to your spiritual self. Consumerism, addiction, and endless distractions are paraded as solutions to your discontent, when in reality, they are designed to deepen it. The more detached you are from your inner truth, the easier it is for the system to dictate your life. Perhaps the most sinister aspect of the death culture is its direct attack on spiritual growth. It rejects universal truths, branding them as irrelevant or irrational. Systems of control vilify spiritual advancement, labeling it as dangerous or misguided. Why? Because a spiritually awakened individual is impossible to enslave. Your connection to the divine makes you ungovernable, and that is their greatest fear. Chosen ones, you are not immune to these attacks. The system targets you specifically because of your potential to disrupt its plans. It attempts to isolate you, filling your path with obstacles designed to wear you down. They aim to make you question your purpose, to overwhelm you with despair, and to convince you that resistance is futile. But remember, Every tool they use against you is a testament to the power they see in you. Despite their efforts, the death culture is not invincible. Awareness is its undoing. When you see the lies for what they are, they lose their hold. Every chosen one who rises above these manipulations becomes a beacon of truth, inspiring others to do the same. Your resistance creates cracks in the system, and those cracks grow wider with every act of courage, every truth spoken, and every connection rekindled. The tools of the death culture are many, but so are your defenses. Your empathy, your awareness, and your spiritual connection are shields they cannot penetrate. By living in alignment with universal truth, you dismantle their control from within. Chosen ones, your light is the antidote to their darkness, and the ripple effect of your awakening is their ultimate defeat. The awakening of humanity is not a distant dream, it's already happening, and it's shaking the foundation of the system that has oppressed us for centuries. Everywhere, people are beginning to see through the carefully constructed lies that have kept them in chains. The chosen ones are leading this charge, exposing the truth and inspiring others to reclaim their power. This awakening terrifies those in control because it signals the collapse of the structures they have relied upon to dominate the masses. The signs of this global shift are undeniable. The systems designed to keep humanity in ignorance are crumbling under the weight of their own deceit. People are rejecting fear-driven narratives and questioning authority like never before. Communities are forming around shared truths, bypassing the institutions that once dictated reality. The ripple effect is unstoppable. When one chosen one rises, they inspire others to awaken, creating a domino effect of empowerment that the elite cannot contain. The fear of the oppressors lies not in the individual power of the chosen ones, but in the collective momentum they generate. The system thrives on division, but the awakening brings unity. As chosen ones step into their roles, they ignite a shared consciousness that transcends race, class, and borders. This unification poses the ultimate threat to those who rely on a fractured and distracted humanity. When humanity stands together, the illusion of control shatters. One of the greatest weapons of this awakening is truth. The system can only survive as long as its lies remain hidden. Every time a chosen one speaks out, exposing the manipulations of the death culture, it creates a crack in the system's armor. Truth spreads like wildfire, lighting the path for others to follow. The elite know this, and they are desperate to suppress it, but their efforts only reveal their fear and desperation. The awakening also signals the return of spiritual alignment. People are beginning to reconnect with universal truths, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. This resurgence of spirituality dismantles the materialistic values that have been imposed on society, replacing them with compassion, purpose, and integrity. The death culture cannot coexist with this elevated state of being, and its influence weakens with every step humanity takes toward spiritual growth. As chosen ones, you are at the forefront of this shift. Your courage to live in alignment with truth serves as a beacon for those still trapped in the illusions of the system. You show others that it's possible to break free, to rise above fear, and to reclaim their sovereignty. This isn't just about resisting oppression. It's about creating a new paradigm where humanity thrives in harmony with universal laws. The ripple effect of chosen ones stepping into their power is profound. Each awakened individual has the potential to awaken countless others. This exponential growth of awareness is the system's worst nightmare. The elite's power depends on your silence and compliance, but as more voices rise, their control slips further from their grasp. This is why they fight so hard to keep you in the dark. Resistance to this awakening is fierce, but it's also futile. The chosen one's momentum is unstoppable, and the system is running out of ways to maintain its hold. The more oppressive their tactics become, the more evident their desperation. Humanity is waking up, and no amount of fear-mongering or manipulation can reverse this shift. The light of awareness is too bright to be extinguished. The awakening of humanity is not just a disruption, it's a revolution. It's the rebirth of a world where truth, empathy, and connection reign. As chosen ones, you are the architects of this transformation. By stepping into your role, you prove that light is stronger than darkness, and that the truth will always prevail. This is their greatest fear and your greatest power. Drop a comment saying, "The awakening is unstoppable," if you wish to affirm your role in this revolution of truth and light. The path of the chosen one is not for the faint of heart. Awareness brings clarity, but it also brings struggle. To be awake in a world designed to keep you asleep is to stand apart, to face rejection, and to carry burdens that others cannot comprehend. The fight ahead is not just external, it's a battle within, requiring you to confront your fears, doubts, and limitations. Are you ready to embrace this challenge? Being awake means seeing the world for what it truly is, not what you were told it should be. It means recognizing the chains of conformity and choosing to break them, even when others cling to them out of fear. The system thrives on complacency, but chosen ones reject comfort in favor of truth. This choice isolates you, but it also liberates you. It's the cost of stepping into your divine purpose. The fight is not without its sacrifices. As a chosen one, you will encounter resistance at every turn. Friends may abandon you, family may misunderstand you, and society will label you an outlier. These struggles are designed to break you, to force you back into submission. But remember, chosen ones, these obstacles are not a sign of failure. They are proof of your strength. The harder they push, the more they reveal your power. This journey demands resilience. You will be tempted to retreat, to question whether the fight is worth it. The opposition can feel overwhelming, but the consequences of inaction are far greater. If the chosen ones do not rise, humanity remains trapped in a cycle of oppression and ignorance. The system counts on your silence, but your voice is what it fears most. When you speak your truth, you shatter their illusions. The struggle is not just external, it's an internal war as well. You must face your own fears, the doubts that whisper you're not enough, and the temptation to turn away from your purpose. But chosen ones, every time you rise above these challenges, you strengthen your spirit. The fire within you burns brighter with every step you take, fueling your resolve to continue forward. To fight, you must prepare. This is not a battle fought with weapons, but with wisdom, courage, and alignment to universal truth. Equip yourself with knowledge, sharpen your intuition, and ground yourself in spiritual connection. The system will throw distractions, manipulations, and temptations in your path, but your awareness is your shield. When you see their tactics for what they are, you render them powerless. The cost of complacency is too great to ignore. To turn away from this fight is to allow the death culture to continue its grip on humanity. It is to accept a world where suffering, division, and exploitation reign. But chosen ones, this is not your destiny. You were called to rise, to fight, and to lead humanity into a new era. This is your mission, and the time to fulfill it is now. The weight of this fight is immense, but so is the reward. By stepping into your role, you create a ripple effect of truth, awakening, and transformation. You prove that change is not only possible, but inevitable. You show humanity that there is another way, a path of freedom, harmony, and alignment with universal laws. This is the vision you carry, and the world is waiting for you to bring it to life. So, chosen ones, the question remains, are you ready? Are you ready to face the truth, embrace your role, and stand in your power? The fight ahead is daunting, but the light within you is stronger than any darkness. This is your moment to decide. Will you rise, or will you let the system win? The choice is yours, and the future of humanity depends on it. Chosen ones, let there be no doubt. The death culture and its oppressive systems are destined to collapse. Their foundation is built on deception, fear, and division, and such structures cannot stand in the light of truth. As humanity awakens, the grip of the elite weakens. What awaits on the other side of this inevitable fall is not just the end of suffering, but the beginning of a new world, a world shaped by harmony, empathy, and universal laws. The signs of this transformation are already here. Every lie exposed, every act of courage, and every voice raised in truth accelerates the shift. The systems that once seemed unshakable are now riddled with cracks. Economies falter under their greed. Institutions lose their credibility. and the narratives they've spun for decades unravel before our eyes. This isn't coincidence. It's the result of the awakening fueled by chosen ones like you. The future that lies ahead is one of unity. Humanity, long divided by artificial boundaries, is beginning to recognize its shared essence. The awakening calls for a return to oneness, a state where individuals see themselves not as isolated beings, but as integral parts of a greater whole. In this unity, suffering diminishes, as the exploitation and greed that once drove humanity are replaced with collaboration and compassion. Imagine a world where nature is no longer seen as a resource to exploit, but as a partner in sustaining life. This is the vision of the new world, a planet in harmony with universal laws, where humanity lives in balance with the earth rather than in opposition to it. The death culture's emphasis on domination will give way to a culture of coexistence, where respect for all forms of life is paramount. The chosen ones will play a vital role in this transformation. By embodying truth, empathy, and spiritual alignment, you set the standard for this new world. Your actions inspire others to break free from the chains of fear and deception, showing them what it means to live authentically. This isn't about leading through force, it's about guiding through example. Your life becomes a testimony to the power of awakening. The collapse of the old systems may seem chaotic, but this chaos is a necessary part of the rebirth. The elite's power crumbles not because it is taken from them, but because humanity chooses to stop giving it away. Every chosen one who steps into their power contributes to this shift, creating a collective momentum that no force can stop. The death culture's end is inevitable because its foundation cannot withstand the rising tide of truth. The new world is not just a possibility, it's a certainty. The awakening of humanity is unstoppable because it is rooted in universal law. Light will always overcome darkness, and truth will always prevail over deception. This is the natural order of existence, and no manipulation or control can alter it. What the system fears most is not the collapse of their control, but the brilliance of what comes after. In this new world, suffering becomes a distant memory. Exploitation and division are replaced with understanding and connection. Humanity thrives not by consuming, but by creating. The chosen ones lead the way, not as rulers, but as catalysts for a collective evolution that elevates all of humanity. This is the future you are fighting for, a world where freedom, love, and unity reign supreme. Take heart, chosen ones. The path is challenging, but the destination is worth every sacrifice. A new world awaits, and your courage is the key to its creation. Stand firm in your truth, continue to awaken others, and trust in the divine plan that guides us all. Together we will see the end of the death culture and the birth of a unified, thriving humanity. Chosen ones, this is your moment of reckoning. Are you truly ready to face the truth, embrace your divine role, and stand in defiance of a system that thrives on fear and division? The path ahead is not easy, but it is necessary. To awaken is to take on the weight of a world desperate for change, and to fight is to demand a future where humanity rises above the chains that bind it. The journey will test you in ways you never imagined. It will demand courage in the face of rejection, resilience in moments of despair, and unwavering faith when the odds feel insurmountable. But the reward, the liberation of humanity and the creation of a new harmonious world, is worth every sacrifice. Light always overcomes darkness, and truth always prevails. So, chosen ones, the question remains, will you answer the call? The future of humanity rests on your decision to rise, to lead, and to embody the truth that the system has tried so hard to suppress. Stand in your power, live in alignment with universal laws, and awaken others to their own. This is the moment to declare your role in this fight. Together, we will dismantle the lies, illuminate the truth, and create a world where freedom, love, and unity reign. The time is now. Rise, chosen ones. Humanity is waiting.